Hey folks, it's Tuesday afternoon. Welcome to the stream, and we're going to go over a little bit of the stuff I have done in the last since we were online last night. Now, most of that is I have created an event dispatcher, and it is basically on update stats, okay, in our pawn, and our three main widgets, our water, energy, and hunger, have subscribed to this event. Okay, so for example, in the hunger, we call event called set percentage, and we basically get our hunger stat and update the widget. Okay, now this happens on an event graph at the start of the game. So what we can do is we can check it out. So it runs every 5 seconds and updates our stats. Okay, we can look at this function called update main attributes, and what it does is basically takes one away from our core temp, hunger, water and energy. This is just a basic, let's update these widgets, make sure it's all working. We update our attributes, and then we call our event dispatcher, and our three different widgets are listening for it. So what you get is this. And actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to here, and I'm going to call this once at the very start. Okay, and that's going to update our widgets immediately. And then after that, it's going to do it every 5 seconds. Okay, so we're going to do that, and here is the effect, folks. You can see that these are now going down every 5 seconds. If we run around, it doesn't matter, this is still going to get updated. And you can see gradually our stuff going down. Okay, so we have our stuff updating, and that is fantastic. Now, what we want to do is there's a couple of things we're going to do, and that is we're going to clamp it, we're going to clamp our values, and also I had something, I've lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, we're going to get the weather, okay, to find out which the state at which our temperature is going to affect how fast and how slow our stats go up and down. Okay, so with that in mind, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to our because we know that has a reference to our infinity weather, and we want to know where we get it from. So we're going to click on find references, and that's not it. We're going to see where it sets it. Okay, so we get this thing here, copy it, then we are going to go into our pawn and update main attributes, right? And we're going to add a local variable, and in fact, do we need to do that? I don't know. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. What we'll do is we'll do that in the first place, and that's going to get our weather, which is going to give us our temperature, one would hope. Okay. There we go. And we can basically promote this to a local variable, and we'll just call it weather. Okay, so now we can use this throughout. We may want to change this to get okay. So we set that to there. And now you will see that we can drag in our weather and do we have it could be temperature. Apparently not. Can we break it? No. Okay. So we want a look at variables, atmosphere, now do we want get local atmosphere or do we want the other one? Right, and this is going to give us temperature, which is fine. And it's very possible here now, I've not got a heck of a lot of experience with this. My colleague has done more with the infinity weather, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this and I'm going to normalize it. Now, we know I should be able to get these values from infinity weather. Okay. Now that is actually going to be on our map. So if we have a look on our map, we should be able to have a look at Infinity Weather, and here it is, the weather controller. Okay. And okay. Now temperature -50. And my problem here is that does not have like a positive. Right, that should have a range as far as I'm concerned. Now I'm going to need to speak to my colleague on that one, find out what the issue is, where this would be the minimum and this would be the maximum. Right, but we need to see what value is going to come out here. So we're going to do print string. And I actually need to pop to the toilet. I'm really sorry about this, to do this so early, but I'll be right back. Okay, I apologise for that brief interruption, but hey ho. So what we're going to do is we are going to zoom to there. We're going to view that, and then after we call our thing, we are going to add a 5-second to that. And now when this runs, we should see a temperature gauge. Okay, so that should be 0. Now the interesting thing is if we light this brazier, you can see that we are now going up And there we go, it's up to 1. So that's working as we expect. Okay, so we're getting a normalized value between -50 and 1. If we walk away slightly, it's going to be slightly less, slightly less. Okay. And we didn't want to do that, but anyway. So, now that we're getting that value, right, we want to do something with it. We're going to leave this print string in here. Okay. Now, what we want to do as a test is we can set another local variable, right? And we'll call it temp weather factor. Okay, because this is going to be a number that we multiply. Okay, because it's normalized between 0 and 1, what we're going to actually do here is we want it inverted. Okay, so we're going to minus and then we're going to multiply it. So we're going to -1 and then we're going to multiply it by -1, and that's going to give us the inverted version of our normalized value. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to clamp this or sorry, we are going to add, we're going to add to this, we're going to add 1, and then we're going to multiply all these values by that number. Okay, so we're going to get, that's going to be a float. We're going to check it in here as well. We're going to set this value, right? So our next thing that we're going to do is we're going to drag all this over here a bit, right? Drag that along as well. Then we're going to set this. And then this number is going to go in here. We're going to delete that. We're going to join this up. Okay, and we'll stack these up. We'll do that. we're going to hide disconnected pins, and then we're going to drag this over, and we're going to drag this whole lot up a bit. Right, then we're going to remove that, we're going to plug that in, we're going to leave that, right, but what we're going to do is we're going to get our temp weather factor, and we're going to plug that in there. We're going to save that, and then we're going to do float by float. Then we're going to get this, we're going to multiply it by 1, then we're going to plug it into our energy bar, and that now means that our energy should go down quicker if we are out in the cold. Okay, and what we can do is we can make this run a bit faster to give us a better idea. Okay, so let's have a look. And you can see our energy. Hey Starman, how you doing? You can see that our energy is going down way faster. Okay, now if I go up to our light, our brazier, and light it, you'll notice that we now go down to the same speed as our other thing. Okay, if we move away, it's going to start going down faster again, and you can see that happening. Okay, so that's working absolutely perfectly. So we can leave that as is for the moment. And what I'm actually going to do maybe not. What I was going to do was I was going to set like a variable on this to say whether or not to dismiss everything else and just update, like not do this part, so that we can just call the update. But we can't really do that because we can't call it on a function timer. So we're just going to leave that. I mean, there is a way around about it, but okay, so it seems that my colleague is giving us our new character as we speak. Now there is going to be some stuff required done on it, and I'm not too sure when it's going to be ready, but we can take a look. So I'm going to let them know, and we can take it from there. Right. So you can now see that our character, if we actually do this, and run straight to the brazier, okay? And light it. Right, and we get it right up close. You'll notice that we're not going to lose as much. Right, we're basically going the same speed now. Now this is obviously going down quickly because I've set it to basically once per second, but obviously in the game it won't be like that. Okay. And you can see our temperature is good. We are still losing a lot of and you can see that that's good. Okay, if any of you guys have got any questions on that, let me know. Starman, no. The best I can do for you is I can make this a little bit bigger, but that's it. I use a 4K TV to do this, and changing it to 1080p basically turns it into a mess. I would love to do it for you, but this is the best I can do, and it's probably this that you can't see, but I can't see either unless I zoom right in. And the higher the the lower the resolution, the less you can see at once. So it's kind of a double-edged sword, you know. It's kind of, you can't make everyone happy at the same time. But anyway. So we've done something with that. Okay, now I think my colleague has just told me. No, he's just actually answered the question and said he's going to let me know when it's ready to go. Okay, so from a point of view of the basics and updating our main stats, it is working. Okay, so what I'm going to do is make sure that some of our other stuff works alongside it. Okay, so I'm going to go back to here. I'm going to bring it down a bit. Okay, to once every 5 seconds, and then I'm going to I'll have to actually test this, to be honest. Right, so if I'm going to have to wait for a couple of seconds as well, just to let it run out of stuff. Where did our plate go? Well, I guess we're going to have to do it with the drink, right? So if I press drink, and you can see the drink going up, and that's perfect. So you can now see that there is a problem, and the problem is that when we set a main stat, it isn't clamped. Okay, so we are basically going to have to go to our interactables, okay, and we're going to have to work out the best way to do this. Drink. Okay. So inspect item, pick up item, use item. Okay, use item is drink, and that is on the reference character, which is great. So we can go to here, and we should have drink somewhere. Eat and drink. Okay. And this number needs clamped, and it's between 0 and 100, and that is that. Then we can copy this, we'll put that there, save that. So that was water. We can do the exact same for eat. Okay. We can paste that there. And there we go. And I think we'll delete that and put a value in there. Okay. So now that should work a bit better. So we'll let it run down just a second. Okay, so our values are going down. Then we're going to drink this, and we'll see our little water canister thing go up. And it does, and then it starts going down again. You'll notice before that it didn't do that. It was basically going over the 100, so it wouldn't start going down again, or at least it wouldn't seem to be going down again on the indicator, because it was over 100%, right? But you can see now that our little things are working nicely, and I've lost a plate of food somewhere. Maybe it's deleted, maybe it's hiding somewhere, I don't know. Is it over here somewhere? No, don't know. Okay, let's see if we can find it. And we can delete that, and we can delete that. And apparently I've deleted it. Why, thanks for the very kind words, man. Right, so basically I've deleted it. I've deleted the food. Right? Not that it matters, because I could quite easily put it back, right, by just doing that. But I need the row number. Is it 1? It's not 1. I could use my editor tool for this. It's not that. It's that. Okay. So we can now eat and drink. Can use, can inspect. Can get more info. No. Right, that's us set up. So we can let our numbers run down for a little bit, and we can watch our zombie wherever he is. He's basically pissed off somewhere. Don't know where he's gone, but our zombie has ran away. There he's over there. Right, so first we are going to drink. So you can see that our drink goes up. Okay. And we can wait a minute or two. We can watch our zombie. We can shoot him, but he's not going to do anything, right? Right. So he didn't do anything because I haven't coded that part yet, but we can maybe take a look at that in the second part of today's stream if you guys would like. Let me know. Okay, we've talked our way through this a bit. So now we can go over and eat our food. Eat our sausages. So, with that in mind, that looks like it's going to be a nice number. So, bang. And up it goes. There we go. Okay. We can walk up to our brazier. We can light it. And everything should slow down as far as losing energy goes, which is the little heartbeat one. Okay, so that's working. You can see our little temperature gauge says 20 degrees. We step away just a smidgen and our temperature updates to 14.3 degrees. So as we move away from the fire, it gets colder, which is exactly what would happen in real life, which is kind of the point. Okay. And there we go. If we walk right away, our temperature is going to update to -43, and now our energy and stuff is going to go ballistic. Well, it's going to come down a lot faster. As you can see, we can open doors, and although not perfected yet, we can climb up. Okay, so everything systematically is working. Now these are triggers to say don't react to the weather. So see how she's got her hand up there? That's because of the weather. It's going in that direction but not in that direction, so she'll block her hand up to block the incoming snow. But if we go indoors, it switches it off. Okay, that's to represent what we need to do when we go inside, because obviously she's not going to block the weather when she's inside. Okay, and this switches it back on again, and you can see that she does all that stuff. And obviously when she's climbing or doing anything else, she doesn't react to the weather, because obviously she's got another animation playing. And if we check, we can now check our inventory. Here we have a shield. We can view it, spin it around and stuff. Okay, now the shield probably isn't going to have an effect in the game. We're not going to probably use it, but it just shows that the inspection is working. Okay, then we have the weight that we are carrying, and the weight that we are carrying is going to affect your movement speed. If you become over encumbered, it's going to slow you down. Okay, and also if you are low in energy like we are right now, that's going to also affect it. These three indicators are going to affect like your speed of movement, how much longer you can survive, etc, etc. Okay, so that is kind of the point here. And what we're going to work on next, well, I just got messaged again, so we might actually so apparently I need to do a pull. And I'm not 100% sure if this is going to work. And you can see that because I'm working on a project with somebody else, we need to use GitHub, and basically we merge stuff together. So this is how you do it. Not my favourite way of doing things, but it works, so hey ho. So we'll let that update and we'll see what happens. This is where things go to crap and it stops working, but he shouldn't have messed about with any of these two things, right? So basically what it's doing is updating the stuff that he was working on, which I don't work on. Like, he works on the level design and stuff, so I stay clear of that, and then he stays clear of the stuff that I'm doing, so that they should never really conflict, the two different versions. We should be able to just update both and we'll be getting the latest versions of both, right? That's the way it works. Anyway, while that's doing that, and it's done it, right, this should now be updated. Now, where the stuff is, I have no idea, and I'm going to have to try and find it. Right, where is it? I'm going to go for characters. I'm going to go for this one. Let's have a look. Now, I do know I've got to make certain changes to this. SKVI skeleton. Okay. Which would be this one here. Right, so this is a skeletal mesh. Okay. Combination? That's version 1. This doesn't seem to be what he showed me the other day, which I was quite happy with. And I'm not keen on that. I'm not keen on that. I'm definitely not keen. What is going on here? Right, these... Oh, I don't know what these are. This is the one we're using at the moment, I believe. You're getting the first ever look at these new characters. Because it doesn't seem right. And this doesn't seem right at all, because we're not allowing the use of axes and stuff, so this just doesn't seem to be right at all. And that's not right either. And that's not it. And this isn't it, because this is kind of the one we're using. That's the one we're using at the moment, right? So it's not that. Right? And it's not Ulf, because that's a man. And this is a man, so it's not that one either. Even though I quite like that. So that would suggest it's this one, but that's not right either. Unless... Right, I'm not buying this. I don't know what this is. Don't know what this is. Unless he's put it under a different directory. No, that's not it. That is not it. Right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to close the thing down. Right, I'm going to save all. Right. Then I'm going to open up GitHub desktop. Right. And we're going to go day, I think it's day 19, isn't it? So day 19.1. and we're going to commit, and we're going to pull. See, there's something not right there. Sometimes you have to do this a couple of times to get it to work. So with it closed down, I'm going to do that and see how we go. Let's do a quick check on our subscriber count. Have we hit 600 yet? Or are we still one short? We're on 601. Thank you guys. That's brilliant. We're on 601. So I'm going to do another fetch. It should immediately do it and basically not do anything because we've just fetched it, which it did. Right, and now we should be able to go into the library. We should have the latest version, so we can open it up. And this should all work perfectly. In theory. You've always got to stick in theory or in Minecraft or everything because we don't know. I'm just hoping that it does. Right, so what we got? Have we got... Oh, here we go. This is new. Survival Viking player. This sounds more like it. So what we got? Question is, has he overdone it on the clothing here? That's the question. Oh, we're going to have a look in the first place. And it's taking its time. It's deciding if it's up to date or not. So there's a few things that I need to do when this character is loaded up and ready. We're going to have to create, or we're going to have to retarget some of our animations and our animation blueprints. Right? Then we need to fix her hair. Right? So this is basically our new character. Not well. It's still compiling shaders, so I'm not gonna diss it for now because that obviously the hair isn't loaded yet, right? So we're gonna have to do something with that. So while that's compiling shaders, I'm gonna go and grab a cigarette. I shall be back in 2 minutes. This shouldn't take too long. Then we can bring our new character into the world and then start working on her and see what we get. And now we've got some hair. Right, we have got to stick a ponytail on her, right, and with the newer, yeah, that's okay. We'll live with that. So, I shall be back in 2 minutes, guys. If you're enjoying the stream, hit like and subscribe. We've just managed to hit 600, so thank you all for hitting the button. And check out the description for links to the Discord. I answer questions in there and talk to people, and also my Patreon where you can support the game and the channel, and my previous game on Steam where adding it to your wish list doesn't cost a penny and it helps out with the Steam algorithm, and if you like the look of it you can buy it if you like. And I shall be right back. Don't go anywhere. Okay guys, we're back, and I'm not sure if I should start on this yet because there's a couple of things that I need to follow a video on for attaching basically a ponytail, and it takes a bit of setup. So I'm not 100% sure if I should go with that right now. I know that I need to set up like head, and I need a socket here. Okay. And he's already set one up, right? So we're going to delete that. So he's actually set up this head socket, and I believe that I might break everything, and I prefer not to break everything on stream, right? But if you guys want to see me break everything, then type it in the chat. Break everything. But basically, we need to update our pawn to work with this model, right? And the model is not the same. Okay, it's got like a different skeleton and stuff. So we basically need to update this animation blueprint, right? And we need to retarget it to, I believe, this thing here. I think it's F Viking. Yeah, I think it's that. Right, we're going to have a look. Okay, we're not going to have a look. So this is from, that's okay, and we just want to check. Right, these aren't the right thing. And now when I retarget this, it's going to put all of this stuff into here, right? It's basically what it does is it puts it all into your base folder. So we're going to have to go back into our pawn, and we're going to create a new folder. And we're going to call it new anim data. Okay. And then we're going to open it. Then we're going to get all of that stuff, and we're going to throw it in this new anim data. Right? So we're going to do that. And then we're going to do that. And we're going to move it there. Okay? So that's the first thing that we need to do. Then our next thing we need to do is we need to get our new skeletal mesh, which apparently it's this one. Okay. Now I'm kind of surprised that we haven't got anything that's going mental yet. Right, our hair is completely mad. And Don't know if that's right or not. It certainly doesn't look right. We'll soon find out. Because if we press play, right, so that's not going to work right, which is fine. But yeah, our hair is completely borked. Okay. So I guess my colleague has a bit of work to do on this one. Still. And now our mesh has to use the right thing, which isn't that one. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, because all our animations and stuff are called the same thing, I'm going to rename this and it's not going to be re-rigged, right? Once we've settled on what we've got here, then I'm going to start mucking about with stuff. Right, so she's still not right. And it did have an error. Right, so we're going to check it out. Okay. So we're going to have to go into our pawn and change the animation instance variable. Right. And that's going to be an BP pawn survival. And I'm probably borking everything here, but hey ho, that's how it goes. We'll bork it and then we'll have to fix it. Oh dear, we're going to have a lot of stuff to do here, by the looks of it. And yeah, okay. So playing montage. Delete that. Shouldn't be too bad this, I hope. Right. Delete that. And we gradually need to just go through these and fix them. Okay. So this player, set player mode, and drag that down into there, delete that, and that goes to there. Right, got a couple more to do, same thing really. Set player mode, hunting, delete that, compile that. I'm gonna have to go through a few of these, but hey, well, that's fine. Is in doors, set that to there, grab that down to there, delete that, drag that back up, drag that back up, and we're still going to have a few things to sort out here, but we'll gradually get through it. As you can see, our character is basically doing nothing. And she looks kind of weird. Go to pawn. All of this shouldn't have changed, so it's nothing to do with that. Mesh. Character is correct. On survival, that's right. It would appear to me that this is the wrong thing. Right, so we're doing that. Pawn. Set animation instance. Okay. Okay. Refresh that. And now, is she going to do? Yep. There she goes. She's now reacting properly. We're getting the hand up. Right, we need to see. Yep, that's fine. Okay. Let's see if she reacts to things properly. Okay, apparently not. But if we remember rightly, some of these had references to things that might now be wrong. Okay, as you can see here, refresh the node, goes back in there. This should help with basically everything. Okay, so we can fix these ones. I'm guessing these are going to be pretty similar to the same issue. Right, as you can see. So we can refresh the nodes there, and that. Okay. Is sleeping. We do that. Then we duplicate it. Switch it off. That goes to there. Then we basically drag this down. Drag that down. We plug that in there. We delete these and then replace them up there. Okay, so that's the first one. And we still have one issue, which I can't remember what it was. So if we press play again, we'll find out that it's the ladder. And this is going to have a similar issue. Okay. So we're going to refresh the nodes there. And then we're going to say player mode, and it's set is climbing. Set that to there. Set that to there. Delete that one. Put this back up. Put that back up. Refresh. Got one more. Same thing really. We'll refresh the nodes. Set player mode. And we are setting them back to normal, so we don't need to change that. We just need to put that in there. That in there. Delete that. Bring this back. Drag this up. Refresh that. Close that. And press play. Okay, so there we go. Now I'm going to tell the guy to remove the cape. Right, this cape here, the grey one. Remove that. And obviously fix up the hair. Right, otherwise it's fine. He's going to have a look for himself, but oh, that's not right. She did do it, but she didn't play the montage. Right. So there's something not right here. Oh, wait a minute. No. Still got that, which is fine. But there's something not right about the brazier. Right, which I'm guessing it's in here somewhere. Or unless right, so climbing ladder has been done. Okay. So it's not going to play these montages because I haven't retargeted them. Okay. So in here, in animations, it's not camp, yeah, it's campfire. There's this one here, which is going to have to get done here. Okay. Now, I need to check a couple of things here. Campfire sleep, campfire enter. Right, you'll notice that there's no montages. Hi Mark Wynn. How you doing, bud? So what we have to do is move these two into our new all singing, all dancing things. Move here. Right. And in our data table for our actual montage, we're going to have to reference this one. Okay, so interactable items, structs and enums, interactable items. Right. We're going to have to go to here. And there's two items here that are doing this, right? There's two, which is this one, which, okay, whatever. Well, this is the one we're interested in, I believe. Brazier, yep. And we need the correct montage, which is this one. Did it do that? I don't know. We're going to say yeah. I'm good, Mark Wynn. How are you? Oh, that hair is really doing my nutting, or lack of it, more like. Right, so why are you not bending down and doing the correct thing? Ah, wait a minute. Right, let's go to here. It is full body, so that's okay. So why is it not playing that asset? An interesting question, no doubt. So we're going to start a breakpoint there, and I'm telling you what I'm going to do just for a laugh, just to make sure. Right, I'm going to rename this, and I'm going to rename it new. Okay, and then we're going to make sure that our data table is referencing the right one, which it isn't, except it is. Okay, well, it seems to be the right one. I tend to work alone, but on this project I have a colleague who's doing the character design and the level design. Right, so let's have a look to see what's going on here. It's going to be something obvious, right? So I'm not worried about it. Right, so there we go. It says play montage. So we step into. Okay. We step over. Is it going to tell us? Apparently not. We can check we've got, yes, we've got the right pawn. Sorry Mark, no you can't. You can follow along. Now the question here is, why is this not correct? I'm going to step over. Right, and that should be yes. Right, so it should go to here, which it does. Right, and it switches, should switch the camera back, which it's apparently not doing, right? Which is a bit bizarre, but the thing about it is that this seems to have the wrong values now, or something. I'm going to check it against the ladder, right? Because the ladder should be very similar. Right, where am I switching the camera here? Now that does something slightly different, but right. The difference here is that this does not play a montage. Okay, the difference here is this actually changes the state of the character. Right. So let's check and see what's actually happening here, shall we? Because there's something weird going on. And let's talk ourselves through this, shall we? Okay, so climbing a ladder is fine, right? Because it changes the state of the player to climbing, and therefore it affects the animation blueprint like that. The difference here is that our brazier does not do it like that, right? What it does is it plays a montage. Now, the interesting thing is that we've moved the character to the use point, except actually we haven't, but yes we have. Okay, and the only thing here is it's not playing the montage. Now there can only be two things going on here. Number one is there's something going on in our animation graph, and number two is this part. We've got full body slot and nothing else has changed here. Okay. So indeed, what is going on? I'm going to add a breakpoint here. Okay. Or the only other thing I can think of is this thing here. But that's not it. And it is set to full body. So I can't understand what's going on here. Right, we haven't done anything kind of weird with this. We did do one thing. Okay, we did do one thing. And that was we retargeted from a retargeted. Okay, that is the only difference. Now I'm wondering, right, let's try something else, right? What we'll do is we'll create a montage of that, right? And we'll change it to full body. Save that. Okay. Then we'll go into our data table. Right, and that's the right thing. And we shall play this one. And we shall see if this actually plays or if there's an overarching problem. There's a link in there's a link in the description to my Discord, which you're welcome to join. Okay, so we're setting the camera, which we do. Then resume, and it's not playing. Okay, so we're going to try something else. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get all of this. I'm going to delete this. Okay, I'm not going to delete that for now, right? But I am going to delete that. Okay, well, I'm not. I'm going to delete that. Right, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this and the original, this one here, and I'm going to retarget them from the original animations. Okay, so these are the original animations. Okay, so when I look in here, these are all really long names. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to retarget this asset. Okay, then I'm going to move it into our new animation data. Right, then I'm going to open it here, and now we should have it somewhere here. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a montage. Then I'm going to open it, and I'm going to set the new slot to full body. Okay, and then in our DT thingamybobs, we're going to set this here save it and try it again. And that rules out the retargeting issue, right? So retargeting that animation right, so bang, zoom, and there we go. So it was a retargeting issue, okay? You can't retarget off a retarget. That seems to be the issue. Okay, so basically what I need to do is retarget all the original animations from the original animations rather than the other animations. Okay, and I need to reset all of them up. So I am guessing if I stop this, right, and I press play again, right, and I bring out my bowl, and I believe I shot it there. Right, is it going to fall over? Apparently not. Did that fall down there? Apparently not. And apparently I can't shoot the goat anymore. Right, and that's because we haven't set up the mesh with a weapon socket. Okay. So we need to go left hand. And I think it's middle 2. Or middle 1. Bollocks. And it doesn't like doing that. So I'll drag that down there. Okay, and add a socket. Then rename it. Then it becomes weapon underscore socket. And it's not actually weapon underscore socket, it's actually socket. Okay, save that. We might actually have a bow now. If it saves, that is. And we'll check it in a second, shall we? Well, it's been a while since we've had the bots. What's going on? It won't let me delete them. Okay, so we can press play again now and check this out. And there we go. I believe now we'll be able to shoot the goat. Apparently not. Oh yeah, we did. And I'm guessing here that the skinning isn't going to work. Well, at least the animation. Right? Yeah. That's exactly as I thought it would be. And we can fix that while I'm off stream. So what I'm going to do while I'm off stream, guys, is I'm going to take every single one of these survival animations, I'm going to delete them, and then I'm going to recreate the whole lot from the originals here. One of the first reasons I did that was because the names are so blooming long. As you can see, animation sequence, survival, campfire, kneel down, start fire, flint, montage. Right? That is just ridiculous. Okay? So, we are going to have to do that again and retarget all of them and basically recreate those folders. Now, I think everything else is okay. We're going to have to do the ponytail, but the hair isn't right. So, I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to have to wait for my colleague to update stuff again, and if that's going to affect the skeleton in any way. I don't think it will, but I need to know. Okay, and I'm going to have a practice at attaching the ponytail, even though she's got a kind of bald head at the moment, but we'll try that and see how it goes. So, if you've enjoyed the stream and the content, hit like and subscribe. Check out the description for links to Discord and my Patreon, where you can support the channel and the game, and also my previous game on Steam. Thank you all for watching. I'll be back at 8 PM. We'll see where we stand with our new character. Bye bye for now.